Shalom, shalom, Israel, shalom. It's Brother Raya. I want to give all honor and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, by Hashem HaMashiach, wa Malak Yahushua. Another strong shalom to all of the mighty brothers that go out there and labor on the highways and byways, making the body living sacrifice. In the rain, the tumults, the demons, the uprises, the uproars, they're out there standing 10 toes down for the name of the Lord. Another strong shalom to all of the mighty brothers that are not out there as of yet, but they're building themselves up, reading, praying, and fasting, doing the work of the Most High God. Another strong shalom to all of the mighty Akwaf in this thing, actually sincerely reverencing their husbands, being teachers of good things to the children at home, being quiet, shamefaced, submissive, loving, steadfast, cooking, sewing, cleaning, doing all of the righteous acts of our foremothers on fire for the Lord. Another strong shalom to all of the mighty Akwaf that are not married as of yet, remaining shamefaced and submissive until the coming of our Lord. And last but not least, another strong shalom to all of the children, right, abstaining from all lust, concupiscence, and peer pressure, standing 10 toes down for the name of the Lord. It's going to be a quick video, a quick lesson on the tongue, man, because the tongue is a wicked device that could overthrow your whole life. One sentence could overthrow you. A title, a remark, a mutter, while you're sitting up there murmuring, your tongue can get you killed, man. Your tongue can get you life in prison. Your tongue can have your wife want to divorce you, man. Have your wife want to deny the law. Your tongue can get you jammed up and jumped, man. Hey, your tongue can get you in any situation, but it also can get you out of a lot of situations. See, your tongue is a very important member in your body, man. Right? Your tongue can dictate whether you live or die. Right? This is the book of Sirach, chapter 28, and verse number 10. As the matter of the fire is, so is it burneth. And as a man's strength is, so is his wrath. And according to his riches, his anger riseth. And the stronger they are with content, the more they will be inflamed. So the stronger you are with your tongue, stronger you are about a matter, the more it's going to be kindled, the more serious it's going to be. You have a brother, he may look at a situation, it's not that serious. So he's not going to heap more wood upon that fire. You can have another brother, he's looking at that situation up to the third heaven. Now his tongue's talking mischief, he's muttering, he's hateful speech, his tone is corrupt. Now the next thing you know, he's overthrowing the situation. And hasty contention kindleth fire, and a hasty fighting sheddeth blood. So a hasty contention is just going to kindle more and more fire, man. If thou blow the spark, it shall burn. If thou spit upon it, it shall be quenched. And both of these come out of thy mouth. And you got to think about it. Every situation that you've probably been in where you've had an argument, a disputation, a rebuttal, a remark, right, a response, whatever the case may be, it all triggered by the tongue. How you chose to move about the situation or what you say took it from 1 and then it took it to 10, man. I mean, it took it from being damn laughing and joking. Now somebody's throwing a dish. Somebody's getting threatened. Right? Somebody's damn about to get stabbed. Right? Shots are fired. All about what you said out of your mouth, man. And you say to Jake, man, excuse me. And you say, excuse me, then the brother let you slide. But if you say, man, N-word what? What you say to me? You say one long thing with your tongue. Hey, brother, it's a fight breaking out, man. How much more marriages, households, friendships, all of these things are broken up, burned down, burning bridges, right? Phone conversations, right? All of these things are done with the tongue. Curse the whisperer and double-tongued, and such have destroyed many that were at peace. So out of your tongue comes whispering and murmurs, right? Sitting up there telling somebody else's business, cursing somebody, murmuring in speech, overthrowing a situation. A lot of people, they call it gossip, man, and getting the tea. And the Lord said, curse the whisperer and double tongue, for such have destroyed many that were at peace. How many times has your name got dragged into something and you was at peace? Relax and mind your business. But through the talk and the tongue, it dragged you as a witness. It dragged you in that account. Now you got to defend yourself. Now you're in a matter that you don't pertain to, man. Has nothing to do with you. All about wicked conversation and backbiting. It says a backbiting tongue have disquieted many and driven them from nation to nation. Strong cities have it pulled down and overthrown the houses of great men. A backbiting tongue hath cast out virtuous women and deprive them of their labors. And it's very spiritual that the Lord used women, because men backbite, men go off, men have wicked speech, but nothing like a woman. When a woman gets angry, she'll utter everything that she's been tucking in for months and weeks and days, man. A backbiting tongue for a woman is not being able to take order, not listen, not be submissive, always have something to say, always have a remark, always have a point to make, always be overly opinionated, always talking too much, whispering under your breath. The Lord said a backbiting tongue hath cast out virtuous women and deprived them of their labors and all the work that they've put in, time they've shed, long hours of sewing, cooking, and cleaning, righteous conversation, counsel to other younger sisters, reading to the children, right, alms to the homeless. All of that deprived them by what they say out of their mouth, man. If you don't know what to say, don't say anything at all. Because one thing about the tongue is you can't take back what you say. And Jake is so carnal and we're in these bodies that it's like, yeah, we forgive you, but we don't forget. We're not the Most High. The Most High could wash away your sins and not look at you as that same man that said God knows what 10 years ago. But man can't do that. Let your wife say something disrespectful to you. Yeah, you'll forgive her in the name of Yahushua. But guess what? You'll always look at her and know what she's capable of doing. She's capable of taking the key and throwing it over the balcony. She's capable of saying, that's why your father died. Her spirit is capable of saying things that I would have never thought my wife would be able to say, man. Right? Or you may look at a brother like that, man. This brother is capable of saying things I would have never thought he would have ever said because I thought he loved me, man. And it breaks relationships. It breaks spirits between husband and wives, children, fathers, mothers, you understand, and friendships. Whosoever hearkeneth to it shall never find rest and never dwell quietly. So if you hearken to a backbiting tongue, you'll never find rest, man. So you can't be around a backbiter. Can't be around a talebearer, a murmurer, right? A wicked person that utters wicked speech out their mouth, man. Because all you're doing is blowing out heat and fire like a dragon, saying things you ought not. And the Lord is watching you. The Lord said, by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned. A lot of people are condemning their souls by what they say. Don't always think it has to be an action physically to be seen. You know, you grab that blunt, you grab that woman, right? You grab that man and you did God knows what in the dark. No, the Lord can recompense you all by what you say. What about when you read the book of Judges, man? The man that uttered out his mouth, the next thing that come out of my house, I'm going to sacrifice it unto the Most High. And what did the Most High do? He held them to that. The Lord don't want you swearing. He don't want false speech. Right? He wants your yea to be yea, your nay to be nay. All of these are accounts not to snare yourself by what you say. Because when you speak, it's power behind what you speak. That's why the Most High, calls men after their names, after his name. Because there's power in that, man. Yahweh, right? Yahweh be the praise, man. And that's Judah, because there's power in what you say. Jacob's name was changed to Yasha'Allah. It's power behind that speech when you say it. When you cast out Satan in the name of the Most High and you speak that, it's power in that. How much more is it power on the left-hand side when you say certain things? You cut people. You hurt people. They're internally bleeding. And you make it harder for them to trust you, love you, and have any respect for you. Verse 18, many have fallen by the edge of the sword, but not so many as have fallen by the tongue. So the tongue can have you to fall, man. I mean, it could break your countenance, break your strength, break your love. You were once enduring in a matter. You was poor, bills, stress, anguish. You fought through all of those spirits. But the one spirit that cast you down is when your wife called you a broke A nigga, man. When your wife called you, I thought a man was supposed to take care of his wife. I thought a real man is supposed to do this. Or your damn husband saying, well, I want 3 wives, man. You're not good enough. You're not thick enough. You can't cook. You really can't clean that well. Look at all these spots on the wall. Or you can't even give me children. Right? That'll cut that woman, man. And she'll bleed internally. And she's falling as if she got slain by the sword. It says, Salakia, Well, is he that is defended through the venom thereof. Because it's venom when you speak, man. Who have not drawn the yoke thereof, or have been bound in her bands. And you could be bound. Because somebody could call you ugly, but guess what? That bound you. Now you're just walking around, you self-conscious, don't want to go outside, you don't want to go to feast days anymore, you're feeling low, think that nothing is right about yourself, you start hating yourself subconsciously. And now next thing you know, what are you doing, man? You're bound up by what somebody has said about you, man. Somebody may lay something against you. Somebody may call you a name that's not true, or put you in a situation and now you're bound by what they say. And that has long-term effects on people, man. And they call it bullying. Look at a lot of people that have bullying when they were younger. 20 years later, them people still remember those people's names. They're sitting up there crossing out Billy Jones, right, to get revenge. And Billy Jones never stuffed him in a locker. He never cut him with those scissors in class or put glue up his nose, man. All he did was call him fat every day for 12 months, which was a school year. And next thing you know, he never forgot it, man. He just bound in his bands mentally. You got to let stuff go. You got to let bitterness, wrath, strife, right, evil, all of that. You got to let that stuff go, man. Don't let the words bound you. It says, for the yoke thereof is a yoke of iron, and the bands thereof are bands of brass. So you can be bound up by something. You could be somebody's slave, man, by what somebody says and by the tongue. And on another fold, you could be a slave to your tongue, man. And you're listening to whatever your tongue say because you have no self-control. The Lord said everybody should know how to rule over their vessel with sanctification and honor, paraphrasing. So you got to know how to rule over your vessel. Everything that come to your mind, you shouldn't utter. The Lord said a fool uttereth his mind. And Salakia for all of the quoting, right? I'm on my way to camp through the Spirit. I want to do a quick video. All praise to the Most High. But nevertheless, a fool uttereth his own mind, man. You don't want to utter all of your speech and everything that you think because it's not wise. It says, the death thereof is an evil death, and the grave were better than it. It shall not have rule over them that fear Yahweh. So the tongue isn't going to have rule over somebody that fears the Most High, man. Because if you don't fear the Most High, you're going to say anything. You're going to do anything. You're liable to fall out the truth any given second because you have no integrity. You have no strength. You have no honor about yourself. And in the heat of the furnace, you always faint. The Lord said if you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small. If you're always fainting, never ruling over your vessel, always yelling, spitting, speaking things you ought not, what are you going to do in the hour of temptation? What are you going to do when things really get hot? When all hell really break loose? And when the Most High really get up with you, man? The Lord said, it shall not have rule over them that fear Yahweh. Neither shall they be burned with the flame thereof. Such as forsake the Lord shall fall into it. So when you forsake the Most High, all hell breaks loose, man. And when you think about it on a spiritual level, that's so true. How many arguments have you been in, man? How many fights? How many times have your marriage been in an uproar when you forsake the Most High and say whatever the hell comes to your mind? Whatever comes to your thoughts. How many times have you been in a situation, man, where your life depended on it? Been locked up, whatever case may be, going off at work, right? You got fired from a job, all because you can't rule over your vessel. You can't hold it down, man. Turn the other cheek. Hey, people in the world have more wisdom than people in the truth. They count to 10. They count to 20. They start to think, man, I got kids. I got a wife. I can't be fooling around with this fool, man. What are they going to do, man? Because they're not going to be with me when I'm homeless, when I don't have a job, when I need food. Why am I going to let this one day dictate my whole life, dictate my whole month, dictate whether I eat or not? It says, such as forsake the Lord shall fall into it, and shall be burned in them, and not be quenched. It shall be sent upon them as a lion, and devour them as a leopard. Look thou, Salakia, look that thou hedge thy possession about with thorns, and bind up thy silver and gold, and weight thy words in a balance, So you got to weigh your words in a balance. Is it profitable to say this right now? Is it profitable to come across this way? Is it even profitable to give my opinion? When is giving your opinion a must? No, it's only a must because you're burning in your lust. Your body wants to speak. Your mind wants to utter. Like Job said, my belly is going to burst like new bottles of wine, man. The book of Job. So don't let your mind just burst, right? And on the left-hand side, Job wanted to speak righteousness. But you got a lot of people want to burst in wickedness. Like you shaking up that container. And at a point in time, you loose that cork just a little bit, it's all going to bust out, man. And the Lord said, and weigh thy words in a balance, and make a door and a bar for thy mouth. So you got to practice on not speaking, to listen more before you speak, to understand a problem in a situation and an encounter before you give your opinion. If your opinion is even needed, man. You got to put a door and a bar upon your mouth. Beware thou slide not by it. Because you keep sliding and sliding with speech, you're going to slide right into a pit. Lest thou fall before him that lieth in wait. And who's lying in wait for you to catch you? Satan, the spiritual demon Satan, to overthrow you in every way. He may not catch you financially. He may not catch you in your marriage. He may not catch you with your job. He may not catch you with your reading. He may not be slothful. He may not catch you in your Hebrew and your studies and your prophecy. But guess where he will catch you? In your speech. So make sure you're not sinning by proud speech, like it says in Sirach 32, man. You can sin by speaking proudly. I mean, it's so about making a vow, speaking proudly, uttering an account, being a false witness, right? All of this tale-bearing, backbiting, murmuring, all of this could overthrow you. So watch what you say and how you say it, how you come across and who you speaking to. You speaking to a child of God, man. You speaking to your wife. You speaking to your husband, your Lord. You're speaking to your leader, man, at a congregation. You're speaking to your child, man, that's mimicking and watching you how to act, man, in every situation. So be wise in every point and be discreet in every matter. Well, with that, man, that was a quick cold cut through the spirit. Most High willing and was edifying. I want to give all honor and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, by Shema Mashiach, wa Malak, Yahushua, Shalom.